Alrighty, folks, a little lunchtime live. Things just lined up, so I can get on here quickly during my lunch break. We do have a few thunderstorms in the area, nothing too severe or too substantial right now, but these are tracking into our immediate vicinity here. So just wanted to hop on, let you know what was happening. There was a severe thunderstorm warning on this previously. That has since been canceled. So really kind of seeing the core collapse a little bit on this one. I'll put it in motion so you could see when it was coming in from New Jersey, Westchester County. It got a little bit, this core lit up a little bit. We saw some lightning flash with it, cloud to ground strikes, but again, it has since weakened. It has lost its severe status, but right now it is tracking into parts of Fairfield County. So we zoom in here, getting close to Ridgefield, getting close to New Canaan, getting close to Wilton, and this whole thing is going to track east-northeast, I would say, over the next hour or so. So, like to hop on for the schools too. If you have kids that are going out for recess and for lunch, you might hear some rumbles. Might be a good day for indoor recess in some of these areas that you're about to get a downpour as well. And this should, again, work mainly east-northeast over the next 20, 30, 40 minutes. It has weakened fairly substantially. But radar does have, or future radar does have, more showers and storms working in over the area through the next few hours, really all the way through the evening. We are in this flood watch here. Doesn't expire till 11 p.m. So it's pretty long term. You can see where they're highlighting the flooding, right? They're highlighting the flooding mostly in the Hudson Valley, and then they added Fairfield County into it. I thought maybe they'd go for Litchfield as well, just based on some of the radar and how it was looking, the future radar, but they did not opt to do that. So right now, this is how we have it. Flood watch in effect, again, Fairfield County, Dutchess, Putnam, Westchester, and then on to the west there through the rest of the Hudson Valley and parts of northern New Jersey as well. I think New York City's had like almost double-digit flash flood warnings this summer, right? So I always advise people to, hey, if you're commuting down to New York City, make sure that if you're on a parkway that has a river in the name, you're taking kind of special care and monitoring for those flash flood warnings, right? Those come up quickly, and a lot of those roads can flood very rapidly down there. But really, radar's fairly quiet in New England. If we go off to the south here, New Jersey, they're starting to see some more bigger storms, fire here in central Jersey, Trenton area, Philadelphia area. They got some flood warnings out on those. But right now, this is it. You can see there are a few lightning strikes still being detected with this. And again, if you're taking your lunch break now, or if you got the kids about to go out to recess, you might want to double check, double think that, and stay inside, because this does still have some downpours and some lightning with it. But overall, nothing severe anymore. It has lost its severe status. I can show you a little bit. We were looking at the wind core here before, when the storm was closer to Ossining in New City. You can see that the bright red there was where some of the gusty winds might have occurred, but that has since weakened, and now really just not seeing much of anything here. You are welcome, Dara. We try to hop on, like I said, if we can hop on live, and it worked out. Again, I can take my lunch break and get on a little bit. It worked out. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for always following, man. Appreciate it. But again, this time of year, it's very frustrating for me. By the end of the summer, I'm really sick of doing these thunderstorm forecasts, because it depends so much on where you are, right? Like somebody in New Canaan right now is probably like, oh, this is a terrible day outside. And then it's probably sunny somewhere up here in Litchfield County, and they're like, oh, I don't know what Jack's talking about. It's not raining at all. And everything is just so localized. You have to kind of prepare for the flood impacts. We issue all these flood watches. And then if it's not hitting that exact neighborhood, right, you feel like you're not. It's really hard to communicate the forecast effectively, I guess is the professional way to put it. And today it was kind of doubled, because we're right on the edge here in Western Connecticut of if we were going to get the bad weather or not. I can show you some of the future radar here if we can bring it up, and I can kind of show you what I mean. Hopefully this loads out. A few hours here. We'll let it load. It takes a minute sometimes, especially when I'm on live. But it's so hard to communicate effectively, I think, some of these forecasts, right? I had one of the superintendents from Litchfield County call me and was like, oh, should we cancel after school plans? You have thunderstorms in the forecast. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't cancel anything preemptively, right? But you could still see some showers and thunderstorms. It's one of those situations where you just have to look at the radar. Justin asking about if they're going to be slow movers. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be fairly slow, and they're going to kind of track over the same areas. So again, if I can get this to load, which it's still working on, we can look at that a little bit more. But yeah, they're going to try to track east-northeast, and some of them are going to follow the same pathway. So you can get a downpour, then get another kind of slow-moving downpour behind it, and it makes the storm seem like they're moving slower than they technically are. And you can get the rain to pile up quickly that way, get some flash flooding issues. And I know, Justin, I know you're always in Danbury there, and Danbury just has so many flood issues, right? Because it was built mainly on swampland. So there's just kind of, if anywhere is going to flood, right, you always know your places that are going to flood first. Your West Street Bridge, your Mill Plain Road, right, by the mall. Yeah, exactly, Bob. Thanks for the report there. So no storms yet. And again, I would love to show you this if it loads. There it goes. But this is kind of what the future radar, I'll let it play out and you can see it. Yeah. And then I'm going to pause it. Got to use all the tricks with these things. But this is where I was kind of talking about. So this is 3 p.m. 3 p.m. this afternoon, where we could see some more development into places like northern Fairfield County, southern Litchfield County. And then if we fast forward to 4, 5, and I can kind of see the time right at the top there. I know it's small. Those storms do kind of fizzle out, right? So it's like, it's really those western areas. Usually we say west of the Connecticut River or west of I-91. Today it's more like if you're west of Route 8, right? It's like the extreme western third of the state that's favored for any real activity here. This one has a nice, this is like Sherman, Kent, northern New Milford here. It's showing some big storms in your area around 4 p.m. So again, just have to watch radar. Nothing's set in stone on a day like today, but the potential is there, especially in this this western third of the state. We're starting to see a little bit of the storm get into parts of Connecticut here. Greenwich, Stamford, it went through before. If we zoom in here, some of these roads in New Canaan, the Ponus Ridge Road, Smith Ridge Road, East Woods, part of Lewiston or near Lewisboro, excuse me. You're starting to see some of that heavy weather roll in. Wilton, it's going to be to you in about 10 minutes. Ridgefield, about 15. Yeah, Bernice, I don't really think this one makes it to Oxford. I think we're probably going to fizzle somewhere before that in Reading, Easton. I think it'll make it about that far. We do have a nice new strike here. Valley Road in Wilton, or New Canaan, right on the line there somewhere. Looks like you just had a cloud to ground strike. Jeff, supposed to play golf at 3 in White Plains. It's one of those, yeah. The safe thing is probably to cancel the plans, but right now it's looking okay. The sun might even come out behind this shower and thunderstorm they just had. So up to you. But yeah, I mean, future radar does show more showers and storms in the area right around that time frame, that 2 to 5. Yeah, Jackie, that's always the way, right? I know all the kids are back to school. The buses, right? It stinks to drive in heavy rain. It stinks to load the kids on into heavy rain, right? Yeah, what looked to be a good storm fizzled out. Well, I did kind of call that one, right, in the initial post. I'm not trying to, toot my own horn, but right now it's going to take some time for these to work in. It's almost like they have to condition themselves. So you'll see one round move in, and they'll move over the area, and it'll kind of fizzle out. And the next round makes it a little further. The next round makes it a little further than that, right? So it takes some time. It's not like you can almost feel it outside. It's not super hot or humid today. It's actually kind of cool. And I think that it's not super favorable for these storms. So they're kind of driven by forcing, right? And that forcing weakens as it gets east. But the one behind it, kind of, again, that conditioning, it kind of replaces it a little bit. I hope I'm making sense. Probably not. Yeah, a lot of thunder in Bethel. So there's already been some rumbles. I can hear some rumbles. We did have this cloud of ground strike here in northern Wilton just now, which is definitely close enough to probably hear, especially with the cooler air in place. And they tend to rumble a little bit more. So I wouldn't say there's a ton. It's probably not a ton of strike potential, but all it takes is one loud one to scare your dog, right? Brace for impact, right? I don't think it's gonna be too bad. Okay, I think we can, you don't have to go to the basement and disappear on us. It'll be okay. But yeah, like, let me know what you see. Yeah, Katie, we went over it a little bit, but our storms happening later. Yeah, there's gonna be rounds of storms that move in and out. It's not like, and I was trying to explain it before, but on these type of days, right? It's not like you have one line of storms like a cold front that's going to sweep in. I can say, hey, that cold front's coming in between 4 and 6 p.m. and there's going to be a line of storms with it. Once that goes through, it's over. These are kind of be rounds of storms that pop up. They morph places. They weaken. They re-strengthen behind. So it's going to be tougher to track and tougher to time out. So that's why I feel bad sometimes. People are like, oh, I got plans at 6 p.m. in Woodbury. Like, it's like, okay, that's great, but I can only do so much with the timing on a day like this, right? It's not like we have one big sweeping cold front and you're like, oh yeah, by 6 p.m. it'll clear and you're good. That does happen sometimes, but not much this summer. This summer it's always been it seems to be like these, we call them high instability days. So you have high instability in the atmosphere, or a lot of forcing in the atmosphere, but you don't have much shear, so there's not much organization. And that seems to be the theme. Instead of these organized lines, we get like these kind of clusters that just go everywhere. Jason, yeah, Oxford, I don't think so. I think you're probably safe. And if you're watching from like Stanford or the shoreline, right? Some people commute down there for work into these areas: Norwalk, Stanford, Sono, Fairfield, etc., Westport. Looks like it's probably going to stay north of you as well. So if you're on I-95, you're probably okay. Merritt Parkway is definitely running into some storms. Route 7 north, probably going to hit some rain. And depending on how much this storm heading into Richfield holds together, we'll see exactly how heavy the rain is, but nothing super, super serious to worry about here. Let's see, we can zoom in here. Southern part of Ridgefield, so this is Route 35 south, Wilton Road. You're getting some heavier rain right now, with even heavier rain just west of the New York border there. This line, by the way, is that same line that I posted about last week, if any of you guys were following that. So this line is from the radar site. There's a water tower here in Upton on Long Island that blocks the signal. So if the Brookhaven radar originates somewhere in this area, and then the beam's blocked by a water tower to the northwest, which is why you get this line. And that line's almost always there if you use the Long Island radar. And I had a few people inquire about, like, why doesn't Connecticut have its own radar? That's a good question. I think they think we're pretty much covered by the Long Island radar, and then Albany's to our northwest. And, we get decent coverage. Even Boston has a radar site just south of Boston that can also cover parts of like the eastern part of the state. I use that sometimes if I'm looking at a storm there. But it would be nice to get one, like if we could get one somewhere in like the Litchfield Hills. I always think the Litchfield Hills are kind of a radar hole, we call it. You can't see as much there, believe it or not, as you can see closer to the coast. The beam loses some, as the beam gets farther away from the radar site, you lose some ability, some resolution, I should say. But yeah, right now, light showers too, should mention. I-84 just north of 84, so Watertown to Woodbury to Southbury to Middlebury, up on into Hartford County to Bristol, Sumington. You're seeing some shower activity. The heaviest downpours right now, we can switch to Albany radar so we don't have that line. Let's see. if it lets me. There it goes. But yeah, you can see it there without the line. This heaviest shower is moving into Richfield and Wilton. And then it does look like there's a heavier one now trying to form down towards Stamford. Rob, New Fairfield keeps getting darker and then getting lighter a few minutes later, not seeing any rain other than a drizzle. Yeah, it's kind of been the name of the game for you today, huh? We had those showers that worked through before. Probably the same thing happened. Now you're seeing this line to your south. Eventually, right, as we get the atmosphere a little bit conditioned here, as we could get some more instability to work in, I think northern Fairfield County will be more under fire for storms here. Northern Fairfield and southern Litchfield. We do have a new lightning strike. We need to zoom into this house. Whoever see what. It's a new lightning strike. This looks like it was in either northern Wilton or southern Richfield. Get our base map to load now. It's like always a struggle with these things. Where's my roads? There. Kellogg Drive in Richfield. Just got a just south of Silver Spring Country Club. It's right on the line between Richfield and Wilton, so don't quote me on that. But Jack, are you out mowing lawns? Yeah, this is passing quick. So if you wait about 20 minutes, I think it'll pass through, especially if you're north of the center of town here. If you're up somewhere in 116 or Richfield Lakes right now, you'll probably be okay. This will pass through pretty quick. Yeah, Julie, that's always the big question, right? Yeah, I think more rounds of storms do come through. Hard to say exactly where they hit, right? Could be hit, could be missed. It's one of those days. But I do expect more activity to fire up behind this later. And I originally said most of the storms after 2 p.m., so I still think that's probably true. I think 2 to 5 or 6 is probably the peak window today. Brittany, if you're in Danbury right now, the storms are mainly tracking to the south view. You could get a sprinkle. Looks like there's like some showers into downtown Danbury. I'm actually getting the shower here in Stony Hill right now as well. But the heavy stuff to the south, the lightning's in Richfield right now. Yeah, the humidity's actually gotten it's increased a little bit during the day too. I noticed that. I think when I was first out of the bus stop this morning, I was like, oh, it's not too humid. And then I went out to get blood work done and went out for lunch, and it was like, I was like, oh, it's pretty sticky now. Beacon Falls, yeah, Beacon Falls. Looks like most of it's past you for now. Forgive me if I don't zoom in exactly on the right spot here. It's somewhere over here. But worst is past for you for now. And then again, it's just watching these storms that could pop up behind. Yeah, no problem, man. See, this is what we do. This is the live reports. You hop on, you get your questions answered. No, we have fun with it. It's a good time. This is pretty the shower over, is it Darien or Stanford? Something Darien looks like it's kind of picking up a little bit. Country Club of Darien, getting into those. If you're out doing 18 at the Country Club of Darien right now, you're getting rained on. This is heading into West Norwalk. We'll zoom out a little bit. Hearing rumbles, Ray, yeah, I appreciate it. We're still getting some rumbles. We're still getting some cloud-to-cloud lightning. The cloud-to-ground lightning strikes have really dissipated. We just had a couple in Connecticut. That was about it. It's kind of what I expected to happen. I think this will continue to weaken a little bit as it heads to the east. You might see some of this redevelop on like the southern end of it. I wouldn't be shocked to see like these storms morph more. Let me draw it for you. So it's like if that weakens out, right? Sometimes you'll see like the storms develop more towards the coastal plain here into, southern Fairfield, southern New Haven County. But we'll see. That's just a hunch. You'll get this activity to come up. And then these will work up here. Really bad arrows, but these will work up here for later. And I think that's what's going to hit, again, we talk about this window. So this is like the 2 to 5 p.m. That's how I think it's going to play out. We'll see how close we are. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody logging on. I got to hop off as my lunch break's about to end. But you can always reach out with any questions. If anything else severe pops up, we'll take a look at it, and I'll obviously post about it. And yeah, appreciate it. I mean, we were able to maintain about 100 viewers on during this lunch. That wasn't that serious a storm, so that's pretty cool. Thank you guys again, as always, for all the support. Thanks, Ventura Law, for sponsoring the video, and we will see you later. Have a good day.